Yeah, this was a good idea, wasn't it? Riding in December, in the rain, on a brand new bike with tyres that aren't properly scrubbed in, or brakes. Hey, welcome back to the channel of nonsense. You join me on a bit of a random one. It's a Friday afternoon. I've been feeling like crap all week, just various headaches and things like that. It's not COVID, don't worry. But I've just had the new Ducati Desert Sled delivered, the new for 2021 bike. I think the main upgrades are, well, the paintwork is different. It's got gold wheels, and ever since I saw this bike get announced about a month and a half ago, I thought that looks bloody good. I've never really been that into the Scrambler thing. I've just never tried one. Never really occurred to me. But I saw the Desert Sled, saw that it's nice and tall. I like tall bikes, so I've got one in. I think I'm probably the first journalist to ride this bike in the UK. It's on semi-knobbly tyres, it's pissing with rain. I don't think the tyres are scrubbed in, so I'm going to be riding it very gently until at least I might take it off-road somewhere. Because frankly I couldn't get much more wet. It is grim. It was dry when I thought about going for this ride, and now it is soggier than a mimsy. Disc brakes only being on one side is taking a bit of recalibrating of my braking distances, but actually in the wet I'm quite happy to have a soft brake feel. Air-cooled twin, 74 horsepower. It's not exactly a rip snorter, but I've not had a chance to gas it yet, given that it's soggy. So anyway, I'm going to meet my friend Tom for some kind of socially distanced, tier compliant lunch. And I think most people are finishing for Christmas today. Sadly not me, I've got another week of work, but hey, how are you guys doing? This isn't really going to have a point to it, this video, other than just to ramble a bit. I hope you're all doing fantastic. I hope you're ready for Christmas and you can all have some semblance of a Christmas. The UK government has done that fantastic thing of laying out some rules and then realising, actually, do you know what? Can you do something a bit stricter than those rules, but we won't make the stricter thing the rules. Just, yeah, you know, just use your common sense, which, as we know, the great British public has loads of. So, yeah, what a year. What a year it has been. A year in which I bought a Ducati Hypermotard 950. Put an embarrassingly small number of miles on it, but I only got it, you know, at the end of summer. I've done 1,200 miles on it. So yeah, that'll be making a reappearance when all this wet stuff is gone. Simply because it's got Supercorsa SP tyres on it, and I can't be asked to clean it, frankly. I don't have a hose, so there's me outside with some quick detailer and one of your nan's dirty shirts trying to get the muck off it. It's so wet I've not really bothered to use my GoPro 9. So yeah, I've ridden lots of bikes this year, driven lots of cars this year, despite the COVID thing. Life has been oddly, I don't know, there's this new normal. I'm okay with it. It has suited me very well. But if I was a young 20-something living in London, locked in a flat with a flatmate I didn't know or like, it would have been proper shit. So if that is you, you have my massive sympathies, and well done everyone for making it through the year. Hopefully, if you're watching this, motorbikes have played some small part in keeping you sane this year. Hopefully you've been out some rides. Have any of you managed to get on a tour, go to Europe, anything like that? I think you had a window of about 5 days in which you could, but I know some people did on piston heads. Let us know in the comments if biking has cheered you up this year. It definitely has done me. I'd never even thought of, you know, a hypermotard, much less owning one, and now I do, and it's my only bike. So yeah, it's just proof that after 10 years of biking, you can still find stuff that amuses you and endears you. Started the year back in, what was it, February. I went on the new Africa Twin launch, the new 1100cc one, and that was my first ever taste of off-roading. Was taking a big sodding adventure bike on an off-road course with a bunch of motoring journalists, bike journalists that have been doing this stuff for years. And I was really proud of myself. I feel like such an influencer saying this, but I was. I didn't pussy out too much. I only fell off once, and I had a good time. And that's kind of what's inspired me, really, to start hunting up green lanes near where I live, because it's not as intimidating as you think. There are some basic skills. Once you've got them, it's okay. Just take it easy. Go at your own pace. I'm not going to be setting any motocross records down the green lanes of Surrey. In fact, I'd only just about stay upright. Right, sorry, concentrating face. I have to say, the foot pegs on this bike are really slippery. I need to take the rubber bits out and just expose the metal off-roady bits underneath. I'm going to get overtaken by a car at this rate. Sorry, just bearing in mind the tyres. So yeah, I'll do a full review on this bike soon, by the way. So yeah, anyway, did off-roading at the Dave Thorpe Centre with Honda. That was amazing. There's a video somewhere of me doing a very quick review on the Africa Twin. Didn't have a GoPro back then, so didn't film it. So yeah. Then pretty much got locked down. Got fed up with my Ducati 1198, the amount it was costing me. Various dead relatives meant I could afford a new bike, so I bought a Hypermotard. Had a whale of a time on that. Really wish I could have gone abroad or done something on it, maybe a track day, but didn't. Just enjoyed hooning it around my local lanes in the little hours I had in between childcare. Then what else? I've had some bikes, I've ridden some bikes. God, my memory is terrible. What have I ridden? Obviously I did a lot in the summer on the Harley Livewire. I've had the BMW S1000 XR, I had the Triumph MotoGP Daytona, Triumph Scrambler. That's probably about it. Now Ducati Desert Sled. Trident launch. Basically everything's happened at the back end of this year. The car world has been very interesting this year. There's been loads of big cars come out. I've driven most of them. I'm going to do a top 10 cars of the year type video, but less boring. Over the weekend probably, so check my car channel for that. Things like the Toyota Yaris Grr and the BMW M2 CS. Again, I've got a really terrible short-term memory, or mid-term memory. What else have I liked this year? I liked the normal Skoda Octavia. That's a sensible family car, but I really liked it. This does sound nice. Air-cooled engine. But yeah, I think it's been a year for most people to forget, unless you're one of those people that makes loads of money from the economy being a bit fucked. Well done you. You have probably earned another £200 million. Can I have some of these? I promise I'll spend it on motorbikes. This feels quite nice actually. This doesn't have that vague feeling you sometimes get with knobbly-ish tyres. Obviously I'm riding very conservatively considering the weather, but I've got the Yamaha Tenere 700 coming in at the start of next year. Going to take that, do some pansy green laning stuff that I do. I'll be quite interested. I've never actually ridden a Yamaha of any sort, I don't think. Possibly an old R1 at some point, but definitely not since doing YouTube. So going to borrow one of those and take it off-road. When I say off-road, the everyman sort of off-roading that I do. Yeah, I think 2021 should, fingers crossed, don't want to curse it, be better, unless we get Bat Flu version 2, in which case I'm just going to move to Madagascar or something. Right, Desert Sled update. I've still not got to meeting my friend yet, but I've done a lot of gnarly little back roads, and I have to say I'm having quite a lot of fun on this. You just end up riding it in the meat of the rev range. You're not revving it out, just plodding along. It's not even that slow. Front brake's a bit gentle, put it that way. Everything else about it is really nice. Handles very smoothly, very predictably. Well, obviously it is so wet, I'm not exactly caning it, I'm just riding. I don't know, it's put me in a nice relaxed state of mind, despite the fact the weather is bollocks. If I only had my Hypermotard, I wouldn't have even gone out on a motorbike today. And what a sad thing that would have been. Makes a nice noise, and I like the way it just, don't know, rides exactly like you think an air-cooled B-twin, L-twin should. Just bags of low-down shove. No top-end rush, but that's fine. It's relaxing. The suspension is reasonably firm, despite being massive long travel off-roady stuff. It's all very well controlled on the road, and again, I know I'm not exactly cornering like a hero, but the suspension is really supportive, and yeah, it lets you just go where you want to go. It doesn't get in the way. I think that's the thing, when some people review cars and bikes, especially car journalists that write for magazines that only deal in fast cars and thus have to prove something to their readership. If something's not getting in your way, chances are it's good. Obviously you can go seeking out niggles and saying, oh yeah, 45 degrees of lean angle, the tyres don't give you that much feedback. But you know, what use is that? So I'm going to wipe your face because, ugh, grim, isn't it? I wonder if I can take a desert sled to McDonald's. Nice Defender, look at that. Welcome to Surrey. I've got a vinyl number plate on my front crash bar thing. Alright, what is going on here? Right, I think I'm meeting outside this pub, but not going into this pub. Let us see. I can have a look at the dials and see if I have a clock. Do a U-turn with a van about to reverse into me. Ooh, loads of steering lock. I'm a bit out of practice at the old U-turns. Yeah, loads of steering lock. That was good. Right, let's wait for my friend. Hi, I'm wet. Right, let's see what menus I've got. I've got a range, a trip, 2 trips, total mileage 180 miles, which I've done 20. Settings, riding mode. What have I got? Off-road or journey? That's easy, isn't it? No fucking about. You've got one for off-road and one for, you know, on-road stuff. Turn indicators. Oh, you can have them automatically cancel like on my Hypermotard. DRL battery indicator. So actually it's quite a lot of information packed into a teeny tiny screen. There we go. And there is Tom, who's probably not as wet as I am. Right, I'll rejoin you in a bit. Oh, by the way everyone, this is at Barnstormer Tom on Instagram, on your socials. If you like photos of shit cars, follow him. Right. Well, thankfully, using the power of the Cardo Pactual Bold, he has just told me to fuck off. Ooh yeah! I've just had a Snickers for lunch because that's the kind of person I am. I was meant to be getting a burger, but Tom didn't want to be near me, which is probably fair enough. Right, we're just going to go for a poodle. So again, this isn't going to be terribly exciting. It's so wet and so damp.